Hello, welcome. So before we get started, I'm going to hang around for about 3 minutes just to allow anyone who wants to join live. So if you are watching this in the replay, then feel free to skip ahead a few minutes and I'll see you in the future. So while we hang around and wait, I'm just going to check that I am actually live because I'm using a new tool. So apologies in advance if we have any technical issues. Hopefully we won't. This is my first time using this, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to just check that I'm live. Am I there? There I am. Okay. And I'm now going to share this to my group. Business class, if you're not already in business class, do come and join us there. So sharing to group. Okay, I've got a couple more minutes till I'll get started. Okay, that's that done. So, as I say, this is a new piece of kit that I'm testing out. Apologies if I look a little bit distracted at times because it's a slightly different layout. And I'm also doing this from my laptop, whereas normally I do my Facebook Lives direct from my phone. So we'll see how we go. But I would love some feedback. Let me know what the picture's like, what the sound is like. And of course, if you find the content helpful as well, then that's always nice to know. So I think we're about 1 minute from getting started. So in that time, I shall quickly introduce myself. So my name is Colette Broomhead, and my main kind of passion in my business is to help as many people as possible to leave their 9 to 5 for good and create a business doing what they love. And the reason I'm so passionate about that is because that's exactly what I did myself. So I left my 13-year corporate career, not because I hated it. I mean, like most people, I've occasionally found it stressful, but it wasn't quite right. It wasn't allowing me the freedom to do what I want and to do what I love. It didn't light me up. So now I get time to spend with my family, and my business is also my passion, and I wake up looking forward to doing it every day. And I want that for other people too. So that's what my business is all about. So if it's 3 minutes past, so let's make a proper start. So the reason I'm going live today, and in fact will be going live for the next 4 days, including today, is because I'm celebrating the beta launch of my very new membership site, Your Business Lounge. Now, this membership site is for people, as you may expect, who want to leave their 9 to 5 and create a business doing what they love. It's for people who are just getting started, so either still in the idea stage, still trying to come up with a business idea, or perhaps just in the early stages, getting websites set up, or perhaps just a little bit further along, actually starting to build a bit of momentum, but not yet at a point where you can quit your 9 to 5 for good. So if that's you, then keep watching, because hopefully you will find this content really helpful. So what I want to talk about today is how to get past overwhelm. But before I dive into that, if you would like reminders of all my future Facebook Lives, then you can get them by typing reminder into the comments. Now, if nothing happens when you do that, do let me know, because this is the first time I've tried this, so I'm trying various bits of new kit. So it should work, but if it doesn't, do let me know. So yes, if you would like to receive reminders, to subscribe for reminders of my future Facebook Lives, then just type reminder into the comments, and you will then receive a reminder usually about 24 hours before, and then again about 30 minutes before I'm due to go live, so you don't miss any of the good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about overwhelm. When you're just getting started, especially, it can be very easy to feel completely overwhelmed. You aren't too sure what you're doing, and when you look for content, it pretty much drowns you. There is so much stuff out there. There are podcasts and blog posts and books and ebooks and online courses, and coaches are plenty, all telling you different things that you should be doing and that you should be focusing on, and it is completely overwhelming. So how do you avoid getting completely bogged down by it all? First of all, let me know if that's something that you've experienced yourself, where you kind of look out for some content and you end up with so much that you don't know what to do with it all. You don't know who's right, who's wrong, different voices telling you different things. If that sounds familiar, let me know in the comments. If I keep glancing down here, by the way, it's because I've got some notes, and I want to make sure that I don't forget everything. So there's two things that people generally do in this situation. Number one, you decide to just block out all the content and go it alone. Enough's enough. You kind of shut it all out and just get on with it by yourself. Now, in some ways, that's great. You get more focus, all that distraction goes away. You don't have all those voices telling you different things, and you can actually get on with the process of building your business. But if you're just getting started, you need some support. You need, there are probably knowledge gaps that you need to fill. And by not looking at any content and not kind of developing your knowledge in any way, things are going to take much longer. You're probably going to make mistakes. And yes, you'll probably get there in the end. You may not, but hopefully you'll get there in the end. But it'll take a lot longer because you'll make mistakes. Then you'll have to learn from your mistakes, start again, go a different direction, whatever it may be. It will take a long time and it will feel frustrating. And it may even frustrate you so much that you end up giving up. The other option is to listen to all that noise, to consume all that content, and to try to do everything it tells you. And yes, you'll learn a whole lot and you'll pick up some great tips and tricks along the way to help you build your business. But it will be completely overwhelming. It's almost, it is impossible to consume all the content that's out there. And think about your own email inbox. How many emails have you subscribed to that come in every day? And how many of those do you actually get around to reading? And how many of those actually have an impact on the way you run your business? So what's the answer? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you 3 little tips to help you get that balance right, so that you don't feel overwhelmed, so that you are able to develop yourself in a way that will help you to progress in your business, to continue to take action and not to get completely swamped in content. Because that's the danger. You can be so swamped in consuming content that you never actually get around to taking action. And I know because I've been there. So tip number 1. So tip number 1 is all about just getting a bit organized, really, and breaking up your business activities. So thinking about the way you want to spend your day, your work day, that is. So the different types of activities that you need to complete in order to keep moving your business forward. And yes, personal development is definitely one of those, but it's only one of many. And the danger is with that, all that content out there, and this is what makes you feel overwhelmed, is that you end up spending far too much of that time in consumption, and then going through content and doing courses and reading blog posts and reading books and listening to podcasts. You never actually get around to putting any of that information into action. And so your business stays stuck. So think about how you can break up your time and really plan your time carefully. Allot a specific amount of time for personal development and then stick to that. So here's an example of the types of activities that you could break your day down to. And these are the types of activities that I break my own day down into. So you've got things like admin tasks. So that might be answering emails or sorting out your finances and things like that. You've got planning, very important. So that might be setting goals, planning your time, planning your content, whatever it may look like. Revenue generation. So if you're a business, you need to be spending some time in activities that are actually going to make you money. So depending on your business, that might be sales calls, it might be coaching calls, it might be creating products that you're going to sell. So revenue generating activities is something you definitely need to set aside time for. Content marketing. So content marketing is all about how you get your business out there, how you actually get more visibility, reach more people, so that you can make those sales and you can actually generate revenue. So that's things like creating blog posts, podcasts, videos, guest posts, all of that stuff that's going to attract more attention to you and your business. So you need to allow time for that too. Relationship building. So no man is an island. In order to progress a business, you need to build relationships with customers, but also relationships with people that perhaps you can collaborate with, relationships with suppliers, whatever that may be. You need to spend time building those relationships in order for your business to keep moving forward. So depending on what that might look like for your business, but perhaps that might be going into Facebook groups and kind of chatting people and sort of making contact in Facebook groups, or perhaps one of the other social media channels like LinkedIn or Twitter. So kind of finding people and actually not just kind of putting your stuff out there, but actually starting to build those relationships. Business development is another activity that's a great one to plan out. And this is often one that can get kind of put to the side, but it's really important. And that's thinking about how you're going to continue to develop your business in the future. How are you going to scale? How are you going to grow? And how are you going to develop so that you continue to provide what your customers want? So that's something else that's important to plan in. And then lastly, of course, which is back to the start of this whole point, personal development. So yes, definitely allow time to do some consumption of content, to learn new things, but just keep it specific. Be really kind of have willpower, when it comes down to how long you're going to allow yourself for that content consumption. Because if you spend too long in that activity, then the other activities, which are equally important, are going to suffer. So that's tip number one. Tip number two. So tip number two is be brutal. Now, I mentioned earlier your inbox, and if your inbox is anything like mine used to be, and still is occasionally, it will be full of emails from people you subscribed to perhaps months ago and who actually you've never opened their emails, or if you have opened their emails, you've never really read them. It's just cluttering up your inbox. It is time to be brutal. Choose your content wisely. Who do you really want to listen to? Who do you really connect with? Who do you really trust? Whose opinion do you really admire? Find those people and stick to those. Preferably just a handful. Hopefully one of them will be me, but maybe not. And everyone else, cut out that clutter, cut out that noise. Think of it as like clearing out your wardrobe. Now, I did this recently and I felt so much better for it. You should have seen the mountain of clothes that I put in the charity shop pile. Clothes that I haven't worn in years and years and years, but which I haven't been able to bring myself to throw away because perhaps one day I might wear it again. And it's the same with your inbox. Go through, be brutal, cut out the stuff that you really know deep down you're not going to get value from, and just keep those few subscriptions that are really going to make an impact and actually help you with your business. And that way, that time that you've set aside for personal development, it's going to be so much more valuable, because instead of wading through all the kind of rubbish and fluff, you can get straight to the good stuff. So that's tip number two, be brutal. Tip number three. Tip number three is all about taking a step back and working out what your priorities are. And this will depend on the stage of business that you're in and the actual nature of the business that you're in. So in order to not feel overwhelmed, instead of feeling like you have to do everything at once, it's so much more helpful to to be able to prioritize and just to focus on one or two things at a time. So, for example, when you're just starting out, something like, I don't know, creating a sales funnel probably isn't a massive priority, because perhaps yet you don't even have a website, you don't even have an email list. And those are much more of a priority when you're just starting out than a sales funnel, which actually you can't complete until you've got those things in place anyway. So it's kind of understanding what you need to be doing now and what you need to be focusing on now. Now, if that's something that you're not sure about, I've actually created a quiz, which may be helpful. It's just 6 questions, and it asks you questions about your business and where you're at with your business. And once you've answered those questions, you will be told one of 3 stages that you're at. And depending on your stage, you'll also be told the key things that you should be prioritizing right now. So if that's something that you'd be interested in doing, then type quiz into the comments, and you should receive details. Again, if this doesn't work, then do let me know. It will be very sad, but hopefully it will work. If it doesn't, let me know and I can pop you the link. But this quiz is really helpful because, like I say, it will tell you the stage that you're at. It'll tell you about sort of 6 or 7 things that you should be focusing on right now. Also, at the end of the quiz, there is an opportunity to sign up for a free mini course, which will take you through each of those priorities and give you a little bit more detail about how you can get started with them and how you can really progress with them. So hopefully you'll find that really helpful. So again, if you're interested in that quiz, just type quiz in the comments and you should get details sent over. Okay, so before I go, those are my 3 tips. If you have found them helpful, do let me know. And again, if Overwhelm is something that you've experienced, let me know as well, because I'm pretty sure it's something that we've all experienced at some time. But hopefully those tips will help you get past it and get focused and get back into action. So the reason I'm chatting about this is because of my new membership site, Your Business Lounge, which I have just opened up for beta testers. So this is my pride and joy at the moment. It's a membership site based on 4 key pillars. Study, so self-study, where you get access to a library of courses and training that you can kind of dip into and out of at any time. Now, again, to prevent overwhelm, they have actually been split into those stages that I mentioned when I was chatting about the quiz, so that you can kind of dip straight into the stage that you're at now and not be overwhelmed by a load of content that perhaps isn't relevant to you at your current point of business. What's my other pillar? So the next pillar is support. So support is all about actually additional support. So not just self-study, but actually getting kind of coaching support. So we have mastermind calls. We have hot seat calls where you get a chance to register for a bit of one-on-one time. And we also have Q&A sessions as well. So you could submit a question and then get it answered in one of the Q&A sessions. And then we have our 3rd pillar is social. So this is really important. It can be quite lonely when you're an entrepreneur, when you're at home trying to build a business. So this allows you to connect with other people going through the same thing as you. And so there are a number of different ways that you can kind of connect on a social level within the membership site. So we have a private Facebook group. We also have a virtual office, which is great fun. We have a forum. And then lastly, if you prefer something a bit more kind of one-on-one, you can request an accountability partner. And again, you'll be asked a few questions and we'll match you up to someone who we think should be a good fit, so that you can kind of connect with that person and start to help and support each other with your businesses. So that's the 3rd pillar. And then lastly, our 4th pillar is service. So I really believe that no matter what stage you're at with your business, being of service to others is a great way to progress yourself as well. And if we all sort of help each other more, we all progress faster. So we have a business directory, which each member can include their own business on and then use if they're looking for a specific product or service. We have notice boards, so you can post if you're looking for guest posters or if you're looking for guest posting opportunities. If you have a new promotion you want to tell people about, whatever it may be, you can go and make use of our notice boards. What else do we have? We have member offers. So each member is encouraged to think how they can offer something to their fellow members, whether that be a discount, a freebie, some kind of bonus, whatever that looks like for you and your own business. Everyone, it's not mandatory at all, but people are encouraged to do that. The more people who do, the more offers other people get to benefit, and you get to benefit from your other members. So that's the kind of third service element that we have as well. So those are my 4 pillars: study, support, social, and service. And the whole site is built around that. And I'm looking for people to come and test it and see what they think, see what they like, what they don't like, and give me some feedback. So for £5 a month for 2 months, if you are a beta tester, you will get access to the entire membership, to all the benefits, the mastermind calls, the courses, the coaching, everything, in return for your precious feedback. So if that is something that you would be interested in, then type beta, B-E-T-A, into the comments, and you should receive details. Again, if you don't, if my new little toy doesn't work, then just let me know and I will pop you over a link straight away. So that's it. If you have any questions, pop those in the comments too. And tomorrow, let me tell you what we'll be chatting about tomorrow. I've momentarily forgotten. My mind's gone blank. Hold on a second. No good, no good. Tomorrow we will be chatting about, oh, this is awful. We will be chatting about Thursday, how to get support with your business even when you're just starting out. That's right. That's right. So yeah, so that's basically all about how you can feel like you've got access to a support network, even when you're just starting out. Because sometimes I think when you're just starting out, it feels like something like coaching is kind of unattainable because it's so expensive. It's kind of quite high ticket, and so it can feel like your only kind of port of call is Facebook groups, which can be very helpful. But I think there are other options. So that's what I'll be chatting about tomorrow. So do come and join me. I will be live tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. BST. Again, if you would like a reminder to any of my future Facebook Lives, then just type reminder in the comments and that should be sent over. And that's it. So I shall see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.